Welcome back to the Peppercorn Boys, where the group chat became the podcast. This is episode 105. I am back after taking just a week off. I let you guys down, but I left you in good hands with the brothers. And every week I am joined by my brothers. However, for the second week in a row, we're another down. And this week you get the Bruno and Joe show.
They are I was going to say the best episodes, but I feel like they're like a subculture to these.
They 100% are. They take on a different sort of what's the word? A different level. We get a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
We got a lot to get into. However, I'm gonna start off straight off the bat with last week. It started off and it got morbid quite quick.
What did we say? I can't remember.
You were almost mourning a loss of me, and then it got into happy feet, which shouldn't be a sad thing, but it definitely did. And then it got into what's the most embarrassing thing that could happen when you.
Oh yeah! Oh god, I do remember. Yeah,
Sorry,
Scott went into a whole thing.
Perish. I don't know. I'll bleep that one because you're not allowed to say the D word, are you?
Is that still a thing? I thought that was just a thing for a little bit.
I have no idea. I don't know. I like to say the D word.
Yeah. It's one of those censor trends. They like to do them every now and then. Oh yeah, Scott got into a whole thing about like was it like everyone's watching a film of his life, but all his like worst parts or something.
I know it was very much off the back of what I brought up a few weeks ago with the I wouldn't let my immediate family or family watch the most embarrassing parts of my life for 1 million or 1 billion. I can't remember what it was. So it turns out, like we've always known, the brothers have a price for everything.
Oh yeah, we have a price. I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm not just blowing my own horn here. I think if you played a video of my entire life, I don't think I feel uncomfortable. I know I've said this before, but I don't feel uncomfortable with anyone seeing it.
That's fair. That says more about you as a person that you're because everyone goes through embarrassing stuff. Like, hey, there is a lot of embarrassing stuff that you have done that I know of. All right.
Oh god, 100%. Yeah.
But the fact that you I believe you when you say that you just write it off, and I wish I was more like that.
Well, okay, I'm either squeaky clean, or I'm overly confident, or I have a bad memory, or I'm just a narcissist and I don't remember doing anything bad or wrong.
You're never known unless you're in the moment, and annoyingly would never get you to that moment unless I become like filthy rich, and then I can play games with you.
That sounds like a new version of like Saw, but but you're Jigsaw, but you're like you're making us rewatch everything for a price, and then you add more money. The more embarrassing each scene gets, and we have to determine how desperate we really are.
Exactly. I will, in a world where I have got endless money, I will make you dance like monkey. Like I will find the levels. I will find your price on absolutely everything.
Bruno, if there's enough money involved, and when I say enough money, I mean like 250 quid would be great right now.
Yeah, I know.
I would dance for as long as you want me to.
Yeah, I have no I have no what? I have no
you
words.
Good?
Apparently I have no words, and I might cut that because I don't want Scott to have ammunition next week when he comes back.
I always like that. I like Scott listening to these and then coming back with like, what the hell were you talking about?
Because I'm trying like to not say that much.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I do say a lot. I am forever humble. Stay humble.
Hell yeah.
I'm very self-aware.
Mm.
What was it last week? I can't remember. Oh, you said that I don't like being pushed or asked questions. Hey, in full transparency, last week I phoned it in a little bit. I knew I wasn't going to be able to give 100% last week. I just went through one of those weeks where I wasn't all there. All right, I wasn't all there.
I understand.
I'll be fully transparent. I put the bat signal out to the boys. I left them in the lurch for sure because I did it a couple of hours before. So Scott did come a little bit unprepared for it. But hey, you smashed it out of the park. I actually really enjoyed last week's episode. Like it was like I was watching a podcast of just you two, which I do on a kindly, in a way, when I want to listen to it, Gunners Are Us.
Yeah.
When I'm interested, I give Scott what he wants. I give him the download. I give him the listen to what like the statistical part of it. But I don't always listen to it because I just get mad heated at the stuff that you're saying.
I'll tell you what, that is the beauty of having three of us to do this. Is like if someone can't make it, like Scott today, and then there's been times where I couldn't make it, and there's obviously the time you haven't made it, the one I think I feel like that's the only one.
It's the only full one, but the one where I did the intro doesn't really count either.
Yeah. No, but I mean, there's a beauty of having like numerous people is you fall back on each other. Like we don't have to always all be here. It's perfect if we are. Yeah,
that's where the magic happens. And when we finally get the 5, and I need to get onto it again to organize it.
Yeah,
that will be magic. But hey, we're 105 episodes in.
Yeah,
I think maybe 10 of them have been without the three of us. So I think we're doing all right.
That's pretty good for 105. I mean, I can't believe it's 105. And to be fair, how are you feeling now, though?
Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah,
we're on the right trajectory. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Thanks,
yeah. No, we're getting deep already, Bruno. Yeah.
No, we're good. We're good. No. Don't push me. All right. Don't press me for answers.
No, you don't have to say anything. I think, I think you saying about the thing, I think that's sometimes the beauty of podcasts, though, is like, I mean, I say like a lot. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like we're not like media trained news people that have to.
We should be though, Joe.
Well, you shoot for the moon and you end up in the stars. Like I think if you aim for it in the stars.
Coming on to a Matthew McConaughey later. I don't know what I was thinking the other morning. Sorry, carry on.
All right. That's groovy, man. But you can aim for the perfection because you don't want it to sound like you're stumbling.
Canned, and you don't want it to sound horrendous, like you have nothing to say at all.
No, and there's an art form to just talking. Like we've talked again, mentioning mid-size dog.
Oh my god.
We have this conversation. Yeah. No, I mean, we have this conversation with him a lot because he's obviously starting out with the podcasts and stuff. And he's also looking to like dabble in stand-up comedy and things like that. But I think talking isn't like, you don't have to be perfect doing this, but you want to sound like you know what you're talking about. You want to sound confident. You don't want to have too many pauses. You want to keep rolling with it, like as you go. Like as you're talking, I'm thinking of things to say, and then I'm trying to eloquently put it as best I can without sounding like an idiot, basically. Because you can, like if you're talking, it's hard to talk for a long time, especially with him on his own. It's a lot easier when there's us because I've said it to him. He needs to come on here with us because he'll find that way more comfortable.
Yes, it's the bounce off part of that. But yeah, because I was thinking like if I had to do like the stuff that I've got to bring up on today's podcast on my own, it would last 5 minutes because you need that. But I'm gonna like most of my life or kind of stuff that I like to do. I always say I like to do things with people because I like to bounce off people. Like when I'm on my own, it's not as special. I can do things on my own, but I prefer doing the things where I can bounce off, and it just becomes a better time. And that's what I think with podcasts. So the solo podcasts that are out there, I think pretty much like Delia, if we're allowed to say his name, is like to be able to do that consistently is crazy. Like that's operating at a level which I definitely would never be able to get to.
No, to be able to sit and it's like, do you ever talk to yourself like when you're on your own?
I talk in my head more than I talk out loud. I think Scott wants that image of me walking around the house talking to myself. But there are times where he catches me in real life, like when I'm there talking to myself. And he's like, "Do you do that at home?" I was like, "I don't know if sometimes I do, but most of the times it's just in here, you know."
You're never going to remember if you do, like, because on a daily basis, you're going to be walking around and you'll be saying stuff. Like, I remember being a kid, I used to talk to myself all the time. And I don't know if I had this thing come up in my head recently where I didn't have a specific imaginary friend. You know how kids have imaginary friends a lot of the time, which we've later learned from Blumhouse movies that they are demons that you need to get rid of. But I don't think I've ever had a specific imaginary friend, like little Tim or something that I'm talking to. But you talk to yourself as if someone else is there. And I did that a lot as a kid. I remember specifically one memory in particular. I don't know why I remember this, but I was in the toilet of my junior school in Preston, Candover. And it was Easter. And we were all making these Easter bonnets that we had to get done. And the teacher would like judge
a little bonnet.
Yeah, a little Easter bonnet.
Yeah, that's very privileged, isn't it? Very white.
It was in a village that had a school, 5 houses, and a church and a pub. Like, that was about it. But I remember specifically being in that toilet, speaking to myself about the hat I'd made.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I probably still do talk to myself, but I just don't notice it as much. But I think that is a good way to get over the comfortability of talking, is to literally walk around your house just almost telling stories about every little thing you see. Like you walk in the kitchen, you're like, "Oh, there's the kettle, my lovely kettle." And you turn the kettle on, you're like, "Oh, you're on now. Oh, you haven't got enough water. I'm so sorry." And then you take it to the tap and you're like, "Tap's going to help you out though." Click, there you go.
I'm not sure. I think that's operating on another level. I think that's going a little bit what we've unearthed about you before, but I do get that for sure. The annoying thing, bringing up last weekend, how Scott doesn't like to press me because then I go like,
yeah.
When I do that, it's because I do have something in my head, but I want to articulate it in a way. But he's like pressing me, and then when I get pressed, it's just like I'm trying to come up with the words in my head. So that's a little thing to him that it did wind me up last week. There were points where I was like, I need to. I wish I was there to get my point out, but yeah,
that is
because
hard.
he doesn't let me talk.
Talk. Again, that is the downside of having so many of us on a podcast. Is that's a whole other art form, is trying to time and bounce off each other and then letting each other speak, and then I'll say something and I know I finished, so you could, and then you're starting. There is like a rhythm, but me and Scott have learnt that just because most of what we've ever done is together. So there is like there's a practice to it.
You two definitely have like the telepathy kind of thing. You do have worked because you basically have spent so much time together where you've talked, so you kind of know when someone is actually finishing their train of thought. Yeah, and you work off it. It's harder virtually. That's why I try and give like little hand signals or something, because I don't want to come back to everything all the time. Well,
virtually, I find like Zoom and things like this it's awkward because you can't quite find the same sort of rhythm.
No,
it's not. You can get it. There is, again, that's a whole separate art form. Is having a rhythm like this is a different art form to having a rhythm in person, like when Scott's here. But I think we've just always done it. Like, we're both talkers. We both like talking. I mean, even my job is I talk to the public all day. Like, it's just conversations. And like Max even brought that up, Mid-Sized Dog. He brought this up to me recently. He was like, I've watched you do your job where you talk to the public. And it's like, it doesn't even sound monotone. You're not just one level. Because that's what his biggest fear is if he wants cadences.
That was one of my huge fears as well, because I've always thought I was very monotone. And I think I am. However, for this, maybe it's the headphones that help me out, because I can't to be able to hear myself, I have to talk at a level. Yeah. And I think that's actually good, because if I talked my normal level, like, you would hardly hear me. I'd be like, "Hey Joe, you okay? You all right?"
That sounds really nice.
Nah, it doesn't.
I think some people think they don't like the sound of their own voices a lot of the time. I don't like the sound of mine. Like if I hear it back, I'm just comfortable with it now because we've been doing this a while now. Like you said, 105 episodes. But I think getting comfortable with your own voice, and even if it is, you don't have to be bouncing all over the place. You can have like a interesting voice. You've got an interesting voice. Like your voice is, you could be a voice actor with that voice.
I don't. I wouldn't go that far, but I appreciate it.
I think you could. Same with Max. Like Max's voice is very interesting.
I very much like Max's voice, and I really want to hear more of it. And he's only 3 episodes in, but I haven't had a 4th since. So I think he must have been in the same headspace as I was last week. He's phoned in a week for sure because I'm waiting for that new content. I've got the bell on. I'm subscribed, so I'm waiting for it. We've been in the DMs. There was something I sent to him on Instagram. And he tried to take it more as a compliment, but he knew he knew what I was doing.
I tell you what, he said to me the other day. He literally asked me, "How far can I push it with Bruno?" Because he said I've got some material I can use on him, but I don't know. I don't know how sensitive he's going to be about it, or if he's open to the banter of it. And I basically said, Bruno, I think Bruno's up for banter. He likes banter. Yeah. I'm not a big banter guy. I can't do banter. I'm not great with it. I haven't really ever bantered with anyone. I'm never the guy that gets a lot of the heat because I think people know I'm not going to banter back. So I'm not a target for that. But I said to him, you'll probably. He seemed pretty worried about it though. I don't know what his material is.
That more entices me more. I need to know what he has. As long as I don't mind any form of roasting, like because I can roast myself. I think it's when it become like I don't know, like if it was, I don't know actually, because I don't want to say like to a character, but if it seems like it's like loaded, then it gets a little bit, it crosses the line a little bit. But otherwise, have at it, go balls to the wall, like. Even if it doesn't like make sense, like majorly or whatever, like if it's like amplified to the max, go for it.
Heck yeah! Oh, I think that's the beauty of. We all love comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
So we none of us take ourselves that seriously. I mean, we do this sort of stuff. You can't take yourself that seriously. No. You have to kind of just throw it all out there, and what will be will be. If someone's got ammo on you now because of what you've said or done, they've got ammo. We're giving them ammo. Like we're an artillery. Like we're going to give you ammo.
For sure.
We've got we've given people loads.
I think I've tried to give him more and more and more. I basically am using it. I want him to have a subject, like a target. Yeah, and I don't mind being that target because I like to see where people take things.
I think that's part of it, though. I think you have if you're doing this sort of thing, you are a target. Like you're opening up.
Yeah, and I don't think he knows me enough to be able to get to like those real insecurities, like for me to ever take anything serious, unless Scott's giving him some like backhanded like ammunition or something.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's giving him the deep cuts, which I don't know. I don't know if there is, to be honest. But hey, we'll find out. I'll never take anything personally as well, in that sense, because he's doing it for comedic effect. So yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. We all know that we're mucking about.
Yeah. I don't know. Should we should. Where were we on? I think yeah. We're all good. We should.
Can I just say as well before we start? Like I've not done this on my own before. Like set this up, stuff, the technical stuff. I did 8 hours today in what was a storm. Like, I'm not even joking.
The howling.
The noise was unreal. Setting this up was way harder than the 8 hours I did in a storm. I'm definitely a hands-on person. I can't. This.
You had to phone IT support, mate. This is.
I had Scott on FaceTime. I had you in here helping me on Zoom, and Dad was even here trying to figure it out. And we were all just like, I don't know.
I like that a lot. I don't know why we wouldn't be able to get your phone connected, but if I was in person, but it's annoying because you don't have the cable. The cable thing doesn't work for your phone, and that's like the last gasp. That's like hardwire it, and then you're kind of all right. But we'll figure it out. It will be a different view for the audience this week. But
nice.
We'll polish it up. You know, we should address why Scott isn't here.
Yeah.
Because this year, Joe, was your first year in fantasy football. Not your first year in fantasy football, but your first time in this league.
In the big leagues.
And the reason why Scott isn't here is because if I was the one in 1 and 13, I wouldn't be able to show my face either.
Oh my God.
So he's taken some time. He made the playoffs, which I think he should have forfeited to you.
No.
You earned it. But
oh man.
But yeah, he gave the winless. We've never had a winless team, and he gave him a leg up, and he gave him the one. So
that is mad.
That's why Scott isn't here this week, guys.
I thoroughly enjoyed that last day of our normal season. Like I think Lisa went to bed early.
Yeah.
I normally have Red Zone on my phone, so I'm kind of flicking back and forth just to see what's going on. Like sometimes I'll go to bed a little bit early and have it on my phone in bed, and I'm flicking back to fantasy, back to Red Zone. But Lisa went to bed, so I saw most of Red Zone on the TV. I had my phone in my hand, just watching the scores update and stuff. It was so exciting. I haven't said it in the group yet. I was going to put it in, but I was going to say thank you because I enjoyed that so much this season. Like last season was good, but I was still figuring stuff out. I hadn't quite grasped it, but this season was so much fun. I get why you do it.
This season was probably the best season that we've had for sure for how close it was. And I don't know whether it was because of the caliber of owners that we have in the league, which we'll put it down to, but I think it pretty much came down to who didn't have injuries and who dealt with it, and who got lucky the most, where when their injuries were, if you could pick someone up.
Yeah.
It was a crazy league. For it to all finish for as many teams on the same record as it did, and for you to lose out by 5 points, this is mental. That is mental.
I said this to Scott earlier. I had Tony Pollard all season.
Yeah.
I dropped him. Because he wasn't performing for me that much. I dropped him and he got like 28 points.
He went off, King.
I would have been in playoffs. I would have been well in playoffs.
It's crazy. However, Joe, I know it's your, and you didn't have the greatest leg up either because you replaced someone that had the 7th pick.
Yeah.
So you were behind, like you were thrown in the deep end as well. So for you in your first year to come out that way, mad respect. However, Joe,
thank you. Yeah,
it's not over.
No, it's not.
Because the way that I run this league,
I like it.
You have something to play for.
Oh, yeah.
So you have something to play for the next. I think you get a week off, but then you've got something to play for the 2 weeks after that. So you can play for the number 1 pick.
So I was talking to Scott about this today. I don't know who. Looking at the players and the way the league is, I couldn't tell you right now who that number 1 pick is. Usually it's quite obvious. I feel like you can see who they are.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of spread out. Like everyone's had weird. Certain people have had weird seasons. Certain people have had mad seasons. There isn't one player. I know someone made a reference in the group that Brandon Aubrey, the kicker, would be the first pick.
I know Hughes did, yeah.
But again, I don't know if Brandon Aubrey's going to do that again. Like it goes season to season.
Aubrey's been very consistent for the past 3 years when he's been in. Like he's been a high point scorer. He will for sure be the first kicker taken.
Yeah.
However, it's just who takes. Like if you take him, you're missing out on another weapon that a kicker can also like. It's a real toss up. But his points this year would have seen you through a lot of games.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I was happy with my team. Like I kept. There's a few players in there that have stuck around the whole season. I chopped and changed a little bit here and there. Like Boutte came in because he was playing well, and I had certain changes I made. But I was quite happy with the bones of the team that I picked. Like Josh Allen did me well. He had some weeks on and off. This week, very good. I think he's the reason I got anywhere close with the points. He's had a couple mad ones. I think he had a 40-something point week at one point. So he's been really good. But I mean, I couldn't tell you who the number 1 pick is right now. Because even when we did the last draft, like it kind of played out. I was quite happy with all my choices. I was quite happy with the way it kind of panned out. But yeah, I mean, right now I don't know, but I'm projected. I know projection you can't always go by, but projection has me with the most points out of the four fighting out for the first pick at the
minute. Yeah.
And the way some of my players are playing, I mean, you never know, but
yeah, I like the way, because we've only done that for the past. We did that for the first time last season, and I think it gives people something to play for. I think,
yeah, 100%.
There was talk in that group chat that the loser Snook, the one that Scott gave him the win, that if he did go 0-14, that he would be on this podcast, and I'm not quite happy with the fact that it would be a consolation prize or a forfeit to come on to this lovely podcast, but we might get one of the boys on. We might.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to have like a proper chat because I don't know these guys. Like that's the thing. Like they come up.
That's true.
They're in the WhatsApp and stuff. I see them in that, and I know them by their like names and handles and things now. But it'd be nice to put some like faces to the names and teams.
Apart from Ryan, I've only seen them all a very like less than a handful of times, but they're very ingrained in my life now. But I consider them very close friends.
Oh, same now. I'm in.
Because Scott's got, for the winner of the whole thing, that I can't remember what it's a Pittsburgh Steelers card.
Yeah, I can't remember
what it was, but
I can't remember. It's a nice one.
Yeah, I'm playing out for it. The first week, it's me versus Scott for the third time this week. Yeah. I think he's beaten me with Jonathan Taylor the twice this season. I don't think I've got a win against him this season. So hey, third time's a charm.
I think you're projected ahead of him though, aren't you? At the minute?
No, he is by a couple of points. Yeah,
okay,
by a couple of points. But hey, waivers tomorrow, so we'll see.
Yeah.
If I turn up next week and I'm very upset, if I'm not on next week's episode, you know that I have lost. So yeah,
that was the most upsetting thing about missing out on playoffs was. I know we're still getting to play for the first pick, but it's not being as involved. That's how much I've enjoyed it. Is it week to week? It takes over your week. Yeah, it really does.
You got no opponent this week, though.
No, I got a week off.
You can put your feet up and enjoy the real stuff. But talking of the card that Scott got for the winner of this, there's something that I've been keeping to myself. Like I've been trying to figure out ideas of how to grow this channel to get the subscribers that we need to grow this channel.
Nice.
And I'll give you an inside track on this, Joe, and we'll see if Scott actually listens to the whole podcast next week. This is smack bang in the middle of it. But my idea, or what I am going to do, is I'm either going to do it myself or draft Scott in to do it. But I'm going to buy a £500 card.
Woo!
That could be a Yamal. It could be a Pokemon card. It could be something. But a £500 card, not projected. Not I could sell it for £500. I want to buy something that is worth £500 now that has the ability to grow.
Okay. Wait, is this for you personally, or is this for the winner of next season?
Wait. No. This isn't. Hey, this isn't for the NFL group. This isn't for my PC.
Yeah.
This is for the Peppercorn community. The Peppercorns out there. Once we hit 500 subscribers, I will do a draw, and one of those 500 people will win that card.
Oh, can I be in the draw?
I don't think you actually subscribe. I don't think you have a YouTube channel to subscribe to, do you?
I don't think I do. No. I still everywhere I go, I just use the guest part.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what will happen in the new year. So if you are listening out there, I will put it on all of our socials that once we hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. Woo. So if you're listening to this elsewhere, get yourself over to YouTube, the Peppercorn Boys. Hit that subscribe button and be in with a chance to win a £500 collectible card of some sort. It will be, and I'm not going to do anyone dirty. Like I do things proper. It will be a card that hopefully will something that our audience will like. So it could be. It will most likely, because I think we've only got like a 5 to 10% female audience, so it might be more male orientated with the football card. But it'll be something that hopefully will be worth something, you know.
Oh, £500. That's got my juices flowing.
Yeah. Well,
I want to look at eBay already.
Yeah. Well, that's a task for you then, Joe. Find me a card that will do well for 500. I would say let's say away from baseball.
Oh yeah.
Let's either do football, NFL, or Pokemon. I think.
Ooh, so you want that good investment, and it has to be somewhat liquid.
It has to be very liquid. I'm gonna put let's try and get it at least graded PSA 10.
100%, yeah.
Something like that. And numbered would be fantastic. And let's hit it to the moon, all right?
I reckon
that's my plan. That's my investment. That's my verbal and energy investment into this podcast, into this universe.
That's excited me so much. I reckon you could get a nice PSA 10 auto of some kind, I reckon.
Yeah, exactly.
For 500.
So that's my plan for 500. I have got on the back burners the plan to do the same thing at 1,000 subscribers. And then hey, let's see. God, can you imagine if he's for the million followers?
Ooh!
I'll be buying that Logan Paul card. There's
probably there's a handful of like really nice £1 million cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that'd be fantastic.
Joe, that's your. We've got some time because it will still be a little bit of a grind to 500. So if you're listening out there, get your friends and family just to subscribe and be in with a shot.
I love that.
The £500 card. I will create a whole thing once we have the card in our possession. We'll have it. We'll do it.
That's so exciting because that's like crossing worlds. That's crossing worlds from the Peppercorn boys on the podcast, and that's also the Peppercorn sports cards you can check out on Whatnot and eBay.
Exactly. Look
at these beautiful cards.
It's our forte. It's
what we do. And
then throughout the thing, we'll give back to the listeners, because if they give to us, we'll give back to them.
I love that. I'm so excited. My juices are flying. I'm literally going to look at eBay as soon as I get off of it.
Would you say, Joe, that got you into your Jon Hamm moment?
That's such a good segue. Oh man, so I saw you put this in the group earlier at work, but I didn't have a chance to watch it at the time.
Oh, have you not?
No, I watched it before I came on here.
Cool.
You sent a TikTok. Was it a TikTok?
Yeah.
But I fully get that moment now. I understand what you mean.
Man, what gives you that moment? Because I have seen all the ones about White Monster, Zin, Coffee. We would be fully transparent. They would be our go-tos off the bat. But there's a couple that I came up with. So like a lot of people do it with where they're living their 9 to 5 now, but then they reminisce back to their early 20s, like in the middle of the club dance floor, you know?
Yeah.
Mine would be, I think ours would be the same, but with concerts. Like me being a 36-year-old watching from the side, where back in the day, like we were in the pit, we were there. we look back at the older generation, we're like, I'm never gonna be you. I'm fully them. And that's annoying because I wish I could just look back and reminisce and be in that pit.
This is on the topic you're talking about there. Do you get sad thinking back to those times and the fact they're not here now? Or do you get a kind of like a warm fuzzy feeling in your tum-tum that you had them and you can think back to when you were in that moment and it gives you that feeling, that good feeling?
I have both. I love looking back and being like, hell yeah, we tore it up. However,
specifically, very quickly, the one that sticks out in my head is Reading Festival, the Used. It was a red hot day. There was dust flying. a circle pit opened up, and I was on your shoulders.
Hell yeah.
We were both shirtless, and I went down hard. Like, I came down off your shoulders very hard and fast. That one sticks in my head.
I think the Reading pits are the most favorite I have been in, because I think it is because remember that year where it was really muggy as well, but it then dried up. So it was all the bark that they put down to and that was just flying everywhere. There's been so many. I think the majority of them have been Bring Me the Horizon as well.
Yeah.
But I do reminisce, and I love looking. I love remembering back. And the hard thing is, like how bad Lottie wants us to go in the pits, and like we're just the old people at the side being like, "Nah, we're all right." Like,
but she's like 25.
Exactly. From her perspective, we're just like being like little neggy things. But it's not. My thing is, I don't want to get into a pit with a bunch of like 18 to 20-year-olds.
that I had. Do you know my exact moment of that was, I think, one of the later years we went to Reading. It was after. It wasn't during the prime. It was like we went back years later.
Yeah.
And we went to see Don Brocco in one of the tents. And I was kind of near the front. And I don't know how old I was exactly, but I was definitely older. I might have been like 30, maybe 30-something, 30, around the area. And it's the fact that I was, I felt like I was towering above everyone. And I was looking down at, I think, just a sea of teenagers. And I felt very uncomfortable very quickly. That was my moment where I was like, okay, I'm going to have to retire my jersey here.
Exactly. And the annoying thing is, I don't know when my last pit was, my last real one was, and I wish I could hang it, I wish I could hang it in the Louvre. But without a shadow of a doubt, if I went to a gig and there was definitely an elder pit, I would 100% get going, because I do love like getting into the moment and absorbing it in. Like I'm at the moment just stood there and I'm tapping my fingers like furiously, like I'm trying my hardest at a gig now just to be all right. But there are times when I look over, like sometimes now I'm seated as well, which I feel even worse about.
I haven't done that yet. I've not been there yet.
I see down and I just see a pit open up, and it's sometimes they're a thing of beauty, and I'm like, oh, I want to be in that so much. And like sometimes I look at it and they're not going hard enough. Like, let's get it going. It's like someone needs to get a grip of it. And when the lead singer calls for a wall of death and they're not setting it up like perfect, I'm like, what are we doing, lads? Like this is
it needs a general. It needs an older head in there to just run the thing. So, I think
that's how I go through my mind at the moment.
there's usually like one song that will get me like to the point where I question whether or not I should go in there. There's usually one song. But what I was going to say is, you said that about an elder pit opening up. Just the idea of like 30 somethings. Yeah, there's like 30 somethings up in this pit. It reminds me of that scene in Friends. I think it's when I think it might be Chandler and Ross. They get into a fight with a couple guys outside over something. Yes,
over the stealing of the hat and the sitting on the seat. Yeah. Yeah,
and they're in that position where they want to fight, but then they all start questioning, like, well, I've got a big meeting on Monday.
We're
and then the other
kids.
Yeah, we're trying for kids, so nothing below the waist. You got to keep it off the face because I got a big meeting on Monday. I feel like that's what that pit would be like. Everyone would just kind of take a moment before it all kicks off to be like, look, I got a big meeting on Monday. Just be careful, right?
However, I feel our generation anyway know the etiquette.
Oh, we do, yeah. Yeah, we were brought up on it. We were raised in it.
Hell yeah, we raise carnage.
Yeah,
but we pick people up. We make sure that people are having a good time.
Yeah,
we don't hit faces. Like, you know, some of those sketchy ones where it was like when Reading and rap mixed, and then you got all those like the little wannabe.
The grime.
Kids.
There was a lot of grime.
Yeah, and they used to come in. Like, I remember Pendulum being quite aggressive.
Yeah, that crossover was odd. But I think that crossover has led to like what Reading is now, where it's I don't even know. It's bucket hats and fanny packs. I don't know.
I don't know if they're that bad. They're quite peaceful this generation, aren't they? In a way,
not as much pit.
In a way they are, and in a way they're definitely not.
I feel like it's a lot of shoving. Like I feel like
Yeah.
there's no pits really. I think
God, that if I could take anything away from a gig, it would be getting rid of like when it was packed like sardines and people like that was the worst. I'm not gonna like because I hate being like claustrophobic and being like not being able to move.
That I don't know where that started, that swaying thing.
Yeah.
But one of the scariest experiences I had in a pit was him at the it was old Villa Valor. It was him.
I can't remember his name.
It's Villa Valor.
Okay. Like that.
But it was at the Portsmouth.
Pyramids.
It was like pyramids.
Yeah.
It was pyramids. And it was the first time I ever experienced that, and the last time because I didn't want to do that again. Everyone was just doing this. Like, and then to a point though, where everyone fell over.
Yeah.
So you go down, he goes down, they go down, they go down. And now you're trapped on someone's legs and someone's trapped on your legs. And it's dark and hot and no one can get up and everyone's screaming. And then eventually you all get back up and it starts again.
Yeah.
And it's just a constant thing.
Mad. That if I could, that part I would take away from gigs. I think that does still happen because people love to get like as close as possible. But
you get tight in there, yeah. They get tight.
It's proper tight, but as Scott says, you've got to get tight to get loose. You
do. You have to get real tight and then open it up, you know? But I mean, that was always also the beauty of a circle pit is you could breathe. So as soon as that circle pit, you're in it.
That's why we have such a why am I thinking foundation? I can't think or speak today. Such an affinity with them is because that was our respite.
Yeah.
We were so hot. We were like, just please a pit open up so I can breathe.
Yeah. And then you see it like just over there, and you're like, get in there.
It's like water. It's like finding the oasis just to open
Pretty
up.
Much. That is the best way to describe it. Is you're really thirsty in the desert, and you just see that little pond open up over there, and you got to jump in.
But after seeing that Jon Hamm meme now, which is annoying because it's like that music fits it perfectly, but if you actually go to the actual source of that clip, that's not the music playing. But would you say that is the closest way to describe when you put that little pouch in?
Ooh, am I allowed to promote that? Because I mean, technically,
I'm not sure. I thought
shit. See it? Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm not promoting it in any way because that's how I fell into it. Was a lot of podcasts were promoting it in a positive way. But yeah, all I could describe it as is like those. It's like a meme that you see on Instagram where the minute you pop it in, it's like dolphins just swimming and then bears in the snow just like
or Jon Hamm in a club just.
Jon Hamm in a club. The way he is in that video is exactly how it feels.
I can't think of a better person to put in that situation. I don't know why, because I've watched him in Landman recently, and for him to be in that situation is pretty funny. I don't know why. It just works. But I really want to watch that show now. It's like on Apple TV, I think.
I watched the first episode on the plane when I went to New York.
Yeah. You enjoyed it?
I really liked it. It's kind of like a different angle on what Yellowstone created. It's kind of along those same lines.
Well, it's from the creator of Yellowstone. It's the oil version of Yellowstone.
yeah, basically, yeah. But I do like it, and I do want to go back and actually watch it. But I mean, I haven't even watched Yellowstone, and I really want to see Yellowstone.
Well, you don't catch that virus that Kieran got from it.
Yeah, 1 day of watching Yellowstone, 2 weeks of watching Yellowstone. Yeah.
Boy has taken that and rode it like a cowboy for sure.
Do you know what? I think I might slip into that a little bit because I mean, I already dress a little bit like that for work, so it's getting there. I'm already there.
We all want to be cowboys. It's just trying to be a cowboy in a very non-cowboy country.
Yeah, you don't want to become a cliche.
No.
Or like a meme of yourself.
Because we were always the plaid shirt guys. We were always like the rustly bunty because theoretically we grew up in the British country. So we are country boys. We're not farmer country boys.
No.
We're country boys. We like to get our hands dirty. We like to wear some jeans and a plaid thing. Yeah.
Oh, I think we definitely get away with it because of where we're from and who we are. Because I think, do you know what, part of it is the confidence. Because I think we are so embedded in that world. We've listened to country for so long. Like, I was literally brought up on country, so it's already there. When you've got that confidence built in and you start dressing a certain way, I think people just don't question it. And I think if you're obviously like living in the middle of London. And you're trying to get you're trying to get the tube with your Ariat boots on. I mean, I don't think it works the same.
That only works in Christmas films, right? Going back to the big
city. Yeah. I kind of felt a bit like that in New York because my dress sense was I don't know if this is a good way to describe it, but borderline Republican.
Oh, you did say.
Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't the city. I kind of liked it though, because it meant I wasn't just someone in the city. I was a country boy in the city. That's what it was.
It's because you walk around like America's spat up on you.
I live like America's spat up. If I could have like an IV in my arm every day and it just pumped in like Americana, I would take it. Yeah, because Americana is it's my happy place. It's the same reason I get up in the morning and I watch baseball for like an hour while I drink coffee and pop a Zin.
Oh, what are you doing now, Joe?
What, right now?
Yeah, like no baseball.
I'm finding stuff. I mean, last year I found baseball properly.
You're rewatching like 99 season.
I have. I've watched documentaries about different World Series and like also I've watched everything. But I did this last winter when I was trying to get into baseball. Yeah. I pumped as much in as I could, and now I'm just doing the same. I'm just riding it until the season starts again. But I mean, the Zin thing, going back to that, it's kind of along the same lines because I always liked the idea of chewing tobacco. But it always seemed too messy to me, the idea of spitting that black juice into a bottle. I mean,
after watching, I'm sorry to call him out again, but after seeing, after Little Red, I don't think I could ever have chewing tobacco. I think it's the thing of putting it into a plastic bottle. Yeah, I don't like it at all.
It makes me feel a bit like funny. Yeah. But I think I was getting close to wanting to try it. I remember I took a trip to, I think it was the Dominican Republic.
Hey, you skirted on all the lines that you wanted to do, mate. Yeah.
There's so many, all these things that I was so, like cigars. I've always wanted to try cigars, but I just didn't like the idea of smoking. When I was in the Dominican Republic, they had a cigar shop there because obviously it's part of their culture. And they had the little tins of like Grizzly, like the actual chewing tobacco. And I was so close to buying some just to try it. But the idea of the spitting and it just didn't do it. It just didn't do it for me. But
I'm worried now. I wish I could. Like I do want to try Zin, but after my predicament back in on your stag do, I'm like I don't know if I need to go as hard. Like I don't know what it is, but it's the having it in the gum. I don't know what, like if it's burning it there. I don't know, and that's pretty much the only reason why I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean there is,
but I do a whole load of other in my body, like food. That I feel like that's probably going to be the least of my problems. But let's not add to the vices.
I mean that's kind of why I felt kind of comfortable doing it because I didn't really have a lot of vices. Like I'm not a massive drinker. I've never smoked. I've never done drugs. Nothing. But I always like the idea of like the old cowboy or the baseball player with the thing in his lip and
it's a thing, isn't it?
But the dirty of the spitting, but as soon as this stuff came out, I was like, okay. And tobacco is the thing that kind of causes a lot of the problems. Yeah. So it's not in there. So it is just pure nicotine, which they say, again, I'm not promoting it. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a scientist. But nicotine, the chemical or the whatever it is on par with caffeine.
And just so PSA, it can be addictive.
That's a big part. It's very addictive, but it's on par with caffeine in the sense that it like raises your heart rate. It can be addictive like caffeine. Like it's all very similar to caffeine. But it was more just the idea. I like the idea of having the thing in my lip, and it was just
some of it was a placebo as well. Do you reckon it properly like it does hit?
Oh, what, these things?
Yeah.
Oh man, they do hit. They do hit.
The annoying thing is, I feel like I need to try, and it isn't necessarily a dirty like
no,
vice.
It's very clean.
It wouldn't like a one and done. But I'm just worried about the like being on the ledge, you know.
So as someone that's never smoked in his life, not even tried it, I've never experienced nicotine in my bloodstream. When I tried it for the first time, I'm not going to say who gave it to me or anything like that. That's a slippery slope. But
it's all right. But
yeah. I mean, I tried what is essentially the weakest milligram dosage from them, and it basically it made me a little bit like I was walking back to the car, and it was a little bit like I'd had a couple drinks. Like it was a little bit, woo.
That's not bad. That's not, yeah.
And then on the way home in the car with Lisa, I was just talking at her like the whole way, like an hour. I was just talking like as rapidly as possible. And this was the weakest dosage. Then I got back to the shops and I was like, okay, I want my own ones now. And obviously, I was going to say Zyn is kind of become what Hoover is with vacuum cleaners. People say Zyn, but I mean,
they don't mean that. They just, yeah.
It could be any of it. It could be all the brands. There's plenty of brands out there. I mean, I specifically use Nordic Spirit, Spearmint, 3 dots if you want to buy me any. And then I got back to the shop and all they had was 9 milligrams, which is cool. It's the strong strength. Yeah. So I jumped very quickly from that 3 milligram.
Yeah.
Now I'm using 9 milligrams.
Haven't you gotten higher than that?
I've tried it. I know my limits now. I know where I'm at.
Okay, cool.
I kind of found my area.
That's right. So it's not like caffeine. It's not like you have to, like, you're setting yourself like more, like your threshold.
Some people do. I think some people go quite high, and there's a lot of European brands that bring you like 150 milligrams.
That's nuts. I think I'd be at a full.
Yeah, I jumped above 9 at some point, and it was that little bit too much. Like it made me very like, this is too much. You're not productive anymore once you're there.
Yeah. You're like me in Orlando.
Yeah. I found my sweet spot with 9s.
I think that's probably what I'd have to do.
Yeah, you find like what works and what you can, what's good for you. But again, this is what I was going to say about you trying it is I've had people try it who have smoked before, not like a lot, but just have tried it and they've had nicotine in the system. They tried, I think at one point they tried a 6 off of me or a 9 or something and immediately spat it out. It was like, no. Like they immediately wanted to be sick and everything was spinning. So I think everyone has slightly different, because I never had that. Like I've never had nicotine in my system. Maybe it's just the years of abusing caffeine, but it never gave me that. It never gave me that. I felt okay.
My thinking to it is that I wouldn't do it on a regular basis. I couldn't fathom being like in my flat. Unless it gave me unless it unlocked like a limitless type effect where I'm like, it unlocks my mind, then it does. Then I would.
Yeah. No, I tell you
if it makes me feel more of the going out and the drink aspect of it, I would do it as a thing to G me up, like, because I go through a lot of things where what's the word? Not resent, not where you're not looking forward to something necessarily. But I go through that where before I go out on a night out, like I have something, I'm in my head, I'm like, do I want to go? Like it's the whole yawny thing. It's the social anxiety aspect of it. Like if it helped that, I would 100% do it for that.
I tell you what, I've had, I pretty much probably use it for that.
Okay.
So what I will say is the minute you pop it, you would think you were questioning going out. Yeah. You pop it in, you're already out and you don't know how you got there.
Oh yeah.
Like you're already moving. Like it kind of gives you that, like you're there. And you do, but the problem is you do associate it with stuff. Like I associate baseball with it. I associate country music with it. Okay. I associate my coffee in the morning with it. Like it's all kind of linked now.
Yeah. You and Scott are definitely, you love associating certain things with certain things. Like I don't have it as much because I feel like I'm like this hopefully this pops Scott. I'm just gluttonous. I just have things when I want things.
Yeah.
So I don't. The only things I really associate is French toast with Eurovision breakfast. I think that's pretty much. The biggest standard that I ever have. Otherwise, if I get things like if I'm in the mood for something at the time, then I try and have it.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, I understand that. I tell you what, it's What I will say to finish it off though is I'm not promoting it. It's
No.
not. Everything comes with its dangers. I found it at a time. It's gonna get. Scott's loving this.
You're turning it into something. But hey,
No,
King, you go off. You don't normally get this chance. You tell me how you're feeling. Like, what does it do to you?
I tell you, I found it at a time where I was kind of, you feel like you're spinning your wheels a little bit. Like you want to step up to the next level and you don't know how.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot. It's not always the best place to go, but I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff like this. And there was like scientists on there, and they were talking about it, and they were like, in moderation, nicotine can give you that little bit of extra gear that you didn't know you had. So what I will say is, if you're going to try it, just be careful. Like, find what works for you. If it doesn't work, don't worry. Like, it is addictive. But just be safe. Like, it is just nicotine. It's not got any of the tobacco in it or anything like that, but it can be addictive. So like, what I will say is be careful. There's not enough science about these things yet because they are pretty new.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, PSA wise, 100%. Like, it is an addictive chemical.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think is like what health not benefits, the disadvantage it does to the gum part of it, because that's pretty much where most of it will be, and obviously the prolonged effect of nicotine in the body. But I think that's not necessarily like major. I don't know. I think more science has been done on that than the actual the oral health part of it. But that's our PSA. But I can't believe you found a sliver in there where you've been able to do your little PSA on that. I appreciate that. And I like the fact that Jon Hamm unlocked that for us this week.
He did, yeah. Thank you, Jon Hamm.
That Jon Hamm meme, I think, I hope it doesn't die a death of that. I want that to carry on for all sort of like moments. I like it a lot.
I want to see what everyone uses. Like, I want to see what people are putting in there.
I want us to do more as well. I want you to come up with some things, and we'll put things on social, like our Jon Hamm moment.
Heck yeah. There's loads of.
I'm not sure if you saw it in the group chat. Actually, was it in the group chat that I did it, or did I do it with Scott? I can't remember. No, it was in the Peppercorn chat because Lou was watching it as well. But that World Cup draw that was happening last week. Oh my word!
I didn't see it, but I heard a lot about it afterwards. What happened? Like, what? Explain it to me.
It was pretty much a FIFA love fest. The big Donald Trump.
Yeah,
because he won the first ever, surprisingly, FIFA Peace Prize, and and this wasn't services to football. This was a peace prize to the world of his contribution to the world.
Why?
Because hey, I'm weirdly enough, I can't fathom they have so big egos, and by that I mean FIFA and the United States government or that administration. That they were like, I don't care how bad it looks, the fact that it is so like hypocritical or like so what's the word I'm looking for? So staged, so played. Like it is ridiculous that he is getting a peace prize. That they just went with it. They just ran with it. And to be fair, to have the confidence to just run with it, fair play and mad respect. But it was just a lot, like 3 hours worth of the most unorganized thing I could ever think of, for arguably one of the things that should be the most organized and most prestigious thing in the world. It had Rio Ferdinand doing the main draw alongside the lady presenter. I apologize. She was fantastic, actually. She could actually string sentences and know what's going on.
Yeah.
But Rio Ferdinand alongside Shaquille O'Neal, Tom Brady, Aaron Judge, and Wayne Gretzky doing the World Cup draw.
That's mad. They just brought it
for the biggest sporting event in the world. It wasn't the one.
They just brought in their sports royalty, didn't they? Like their current Mount Rushmore, pretty much.
In a way, yeah. They that's exactly what they did.
I think Dad was talking to me over WhatsApp about it, and he was asking me if I was watching it, and then he said something about Shaquille, and I went, "Who?" Because I had no idea who was there and what was going on.
Yeah.
And I just assumed I thought he was making up a name, and he was like, "Oh, Shaquille O'Neal." I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Why is Shaquille O'Neal there?"
Yeah, it wasn't the best. And do you know what the biggest troll of the evening? There was a couple of things that I found funny. The FIFA president himself, he needs to be gone. Like he is. I can't think of the word that I want to use for him, but it is cringe. That's probably not the best word, or like, yeah, that shows my age as well. It was the most cringiest thing I've ever seen. One, him going off script and asking the crowd, because this World Cup is being hosted between the States, Canada, and Mexico.
Yeah.
He asked for everyone in the crowd, so all the Americans in the crowd, to chant USA, USA. And that's an established chant, all right?
Yeah.
So that one went all right. But then he was like, all the Canadians in the house go, Canada, Canada. That doesn't really have the same vibe. And then he had the gall in Washington with Big Don in attendance to say all the Mexicans in the thing. So Mexico. God, know your crap. Like that could be a recipe for disaster.
It could be, yeah. Yeah. Be careful.
That's all in jest. I think Lewin enjoyed that one. And then when they did like this, like, because obviously the States, Mexico, and Canada are automatically in it, and they're in pool 1. They did a faux pick of them where they all picked their own thing, and then they all went to the front of the stage and hold their country up.
Yeah.
The president guy then got a selfie with them. Come on. Like, no celebrity should ever be getting a selfie inside of a moment like that.
No.
That's just nuts. And then it was the draw, which was, it was actually funny. It was so calamitous that it was just funny. Like, it was just enjoying watching. Like, it was a train wreck, like, waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And then finally, right at the end, as the draw had literally just finished, and Rio and the lady were wrapping up the events, they were bringing on like bongos and stuff. I was like, they're not even waiting. And then they played it out with probably one of the worst renditions of YMCA I've ever seen. Like, it was like the most budget version of YMCA that I've ever done. And it was
why YMCA?
So Trump could do his little dance. So yeah, that's it. But for the meat and the tooth thing, England got a good draw.
Nice, yeah.
There are some tasty fixtures, but 48 teams is too much for a World Cup. It's 105. Yeah. It's 104 games, which we're gonna lap up. But there are some teams there that have no right being in there yet. But hey, we'll see. Hey, anything can happen any given World Cup, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they put those teams on at like God knows o'clock whenever these games are going to be airing.
Our games start at 9, 10, and 10. Our group stage games in the evening.
Nice.
So you'll be fully asleep, dude.
I'll be out. I'll have to catch the highlights the next day.
We open up on my birthday. Fun.
Ooh, nice.
Against the old Croats.
Where are we based? Like, where are the games based?
Our first game's in Dallas, I believe.
Ooh, yes,
and
Texas.
Then I can't remember the other. I don't know.
Nice.
And then the other thing that's been going down, I want to bring it up now because it might be all done by the time next week rolls around. And who do you think, Joe? And I can't wait for this. Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you reckon? Who do you think is gonna win the war for Warner Brothers?
Beg your pardon? Who's fighting in this war?
There's two entities, Joe. Who do you think two big conglomerates are trying to. Well, Warner Brothers is selling, so I think that's pretty much Game of Thrones.
Yep.
And some DC stuff.
Okay.
The people that own the rights to those. So there's two big things, and it was looking like they had agreed to sell to Netflix.
Oh wow!
But Paramount have come in and basically waved a wad of cash that apparently is actually worth more than the Netflix deal. But I think they're still going towards Netflix, and I think Paramount are like, there's something that you can actually put in where it's like, if the deal is actually better, then why are they going towards Netflix more? So that should all get unraveled, but it is between Netflix and Paramount for who takes over Warner Brothers. I'm hoping it is Netflix because I want Game of Thrones on Netflix.
I think that'll probably be one of the reasons they'll edge towards the lesser deal just for Netflix, because I think Netflix is Netflix. Like Paramount's growing, but I think Netflix is Netflix. Like I think it's everywhere. Everyone's got Netflix.
But Joe, in this case, the shareholders of Warner Brothers that are selling this, they don't care. Like they could sell it to me for $4 billion. They don't care as long as they get their money. And that's true. What it is. Like the shareholders are pretty much they have to entertain that Paramount offer because it's full cash and it's more than the Netflix one. But from our perspective, I want it to be Netflix so I can get the decent stuff.
Yeah. I think most people will. I think most people have Netflix, so I think Netflix is nuts now. Like the levels they're working on with live sport that they're moving into, the Christmas Day NFL games, WWE obviously on there now. Like they're
trying their hardest for Premier League.
They're getting everything. Like they want it all. So fair play to Netflix. I mean, everyone's got Netflix, so why not?
Exactly. But I thought I'd bring that up now because I think by the time next week rolls around, we should have found out what it is going to be. But I knew you would have no clue that one is even being sold, and two, like even the intricacies around it. So I thought that'd be funny.
Thank you. You've enlightened me on the World Cup draw.
Hey, that's
the war over Warner Bros.
That's what I like to bring. And to be honest, we should use this as a platform to like enlighten you on certain things that are happening, current events in the world. Because
I like that.
To a good point, like it's not a bad thing that you aren't as plugged in as me or Scott into it.
Not
so there's beauty in the naivety of that.
Like, that I love that format. The idea of explaining something to someone and getting a genuinely visceral reaction.
Explain it to Gramps, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was a wrestling podcast me and Scott used to listen to called We Watch Wrestling, and that was their format. It was two diehard wrestling fans and their friend Tom, who was like a casual.
Yeah.
But they would basically run him through the history of WWE and wrestling just to get his reaction on it. Like, and he'd watch stuff and they'd get his reaction on it based on being a casual. So I like that format of playing it out on the podcast, like me hearing this for the first time, my reaction and my opinions on it as it happens. I quite like that.
I think we lean into that, and that kind of gives you an out of not having to worry about being plugged in.
I don't like being ignorant.
No.
I like knowing things, but it also I'm not as like up on what's happening right now in any situation.
And to be honest, the things that you're not up to scratch about is, in all seriousness, a lot of shinfo. Like it's a lot of nothing. It's just I'm a degenerate, and I like trends, and I like what's going on at the moment.
Hell yeah.
Joe, hey, what I like is we've gone longer than you and Scott did last week, and I feel like it's flown, and I feel like we've had it's been a good time. Did you come up with a name for us? Because we have the brothers podcast, like when it's just you and Scott. We have Strictly Gorgeous when it's me and Scott. Hopefully, maybe we say hopefully. There's gonna come time when it's gonna just be you and me, my boy.
Yeah.
What are we going to be called?
I like Brujo.
You're trying to hit that straight on the nugget. That
I like Brujo.
Brujo. I feel like there's room for improvement there, Joe. That's not. It's not setting me alight at the moment.
It's not the finished product, but I like the simplicity of it, and I think it kind of sums up our podcasts because it is more to the point. Like we just talk, we get deep, we get into stuff, and we basically just talk for an hour. Like we don't really segment it too much. We just kind of talk, and it's very simple. It's on the money.
Okay, I think
Brujo is on the money.
Okay, Brujo is a work in progress. We'll see. I like the idea of like a deep impact or something like that. Like something I like a tag team name.
Okay.
Is what I was going for more, but we'll see. That has been another episode. That's been episode 105. Next week episode will be the run-in for Christmas, Joe. This will be Christmas week. So bring your festive attitude to next week's episode. I want you all dolled up in a Christmas outfit.
Heck yeah.
Week. And we'll go over our annual Christmas stuff that we've done for the past couple years. But in the meantime, if you've enjoyed this, please help us out. Subscribe to the podcast anywhere where you listen, on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Help us get to that 500 subscriber mark, where we will be giving away a hell of a card to one of you lucky listeners out there. Follow us on all socials as well, Instagram, TikTok. And until next week, bye.
Bye. I love you, Bruno.
Love you, mate. That's fun.
Let the people say, let's go.